Welcome to the Holy Land. Beneath the streets of Jerusalem lies a hidden world called the Western Wall tunnels. These ancient passageways run along the base of the Temple Mount, taking us back over 2,000 years to the time of Jesus and the Second Temple. One of the most astonishing features here is this stone, measuring over 44 feet in length. To put that in perspective, that's the size of a large tour bus, weighing more than 500 tons. How the ancient builders moved it into place remains a mystery to this day. From the Herodian engineering marvels to sacred prayer chambers still in use today, this isn't just archaeology. It's a journey into the soul of biblical history. So join us as we uncover the deep history, spiritual significance, and architectural wonders of the Western Wall tunnels, an unforgettable journey beneath the heart of Jerusalem. The Western Wall is located on the western side of the Temple Mount platform. It's part of the retaining wall or support wall that Herod the Great built in 19 BC when he enlarged the Temple Mount complex in order to accommodate a larger temple. The lower part of the Western Wall has been buried and filled in over time. The Western Wall Tunnels tour shows what the original wall looked like. This will be absolutely amazing. It's a highlight of every trip to the old city of Jerusalem. Interestingly, the Western Wall Plaza is only 10% of the entire western wall of the Temple Mount platform. The majority of the wall is accessed by entering what is called the Western Wall Tunnels. So let's go and experience this incredible place. This is absolutely amazing. At the beginning of the Western Wall Tunnel tour entrance is a room where the tour begins. Here, tour guides give an overview of the temple Solomon built, the temple Zerubbabel oversaw, and then the temple King Herod built. The history of the Western Wall is meshed in with the history of the temples that once resided next to the Western Wall.
What they did was they lifted their houses up on arches, raised their homes, and built them right in front of the Temple Mount. This is how the old city looks today. And if our group today were to be flying around the Temple Mount area looking down, this is what we see. Here is the Western Wall outside. That's the area that we're familiar with. There is another open area of the Western Wall in the Muslim Quarter called the Little Wall. But aside from these two open areas, the entire length of the Western Wall is hidden from view. And that's what brings our group here today on this tour.
After our overview of the temple and Temple Mount, we now head towards the Western Wall. Look towards your left. Do you see these arches? These are part of a row of supporting arches that once held up the Great Causeway. This is a massive bridge that connected the upper city to the Temple Mount. This structure commonly known as Wilson's Arch, was built in around 20 BC as part of Herod the Great's grand expansion of the Second Temple. It supported a wide, elevated roadway that allowed people, especially priests and pilgrims, to cross the Tyropoeon Valley and enter directly into the royal stoa on the Temple Mount. After the Romans destroyed the temple in 70 AD, much of the bridge was ruined and eventually buried under debris. It wasn't until the 19th century that it was rediscovered by British explorers, and it's since become a major archaeological site, offering insight into Jerusalem's Second Temple period.
Now, we did not arrive yet at the Western Wall. Our next station is the Western Wall. And on our way, we're going to see a brand new synagogue. It was created here 2 years ago, right before COVID. We call it the Yitzhak Teshuvah Synagogue in the name of the gentleman who donated it. And it is the closest synagogue in the world to where the temple stood. We'll see the synagogue, and then we're heading down to the Western Wall. Please follow me.
Now we enter what is called the Great Hall within the Western Wall tunnels. This space has served many purposes throughout the centuries, possibly as a water reservoir or even a Roman bathhouse, and today it functions as an active synagogue.
Is the biggest stone in the entire Temple Mount. And
Walking along the Western Wall tunnel, what is known as the Master Course of Stones can be seen. These are some of the first rows of cut stones that support the temple Western Wall. The largest stone found in the Western Wall measures 44 feet or 13.4 meters in length, longer than a Greyhound bus. It's almost 12 feet or 3.66 meters high. Its width is 14 feet or 4.26 meters, almost as wide as some highways. It weighs over 600 tons, equivalent to 200 elephants or 10 tanks or 2 747 jumbo jets, including people and their luggage. There is no machine big enough today to lift it. It was carved outside the city and then placed here. The stones were carved and placed with such precision that not even a credit card will fit between the joints. By comparison, the largest stones in the Egyptian pyramids are only 15 tons. Here we arrive at Warren's Gate, named after Charles Warren, the British surveyor who discovered it in the 1860s during his exploration of the Western Wall tunnels. Warren's Gate was once one of the original entrances onto the Temple Mount. It likely served as a private or priestly access point, possibly leading close to the Holy of Holies. This is the closest place along the Western Wall to where the temple used to be. It is therefore, according to the Jews, the holiest place in the Western Wall. Just 200 feet or 61 meters towards the east is where the temple originally once stood.
شغف لعالم أفضل وأكرم لمن أتقنوا الكرم شغف
Next, we walk through a narrow corridor known as the Ministry of Religious Affairs Tunnel, also called the Northern Passage. This part of the excavation was overseen by the Ministry of the Religious Affairs in the 20th century and includes the section beyond Warren's Gate. As you enter this passage, the first stones you'll see here are not Herodian. They date from the early Islamic period from about 661 to 750 AD, following the Byzantine era, when the region came under the Umayyad control. During this time, major construction and repairs were undertaken on the Temple Mount, including the building of the Dome of the Rock. As we continue, you can clearly see the transition between early Islamic stones and Herodian stones. The Herodian stones are massive, finely dressed limestone blocks used in the construction of the Second Temple complex. These stones are famous for their precision and size, some weighing as much as 50 tons. They were likely quarried from several locations around Jerusalem, including the area known today as Zedekiah's Cave or Solomon's Quarries, located beneath the Old City on the northern side. Beneath the glass viewing panels, you can see collapsed Herodian stones, physical remnants of the temple's destruction by the Romans in 70 AD. Now this section is part of the original paved street that ran alongside the western wall. These are the very stones upon which Jesus would have walked. This is really special, and to be in the very spot Jesus was is really unique. The masons who laid the great stones to build the western wall chiseled the bedrock of the mountain to make them look like they were stones, but in reality, they are just the bedrock of the mountain upon which the western wall rests. Continuing along the western wall tunnel is a Hasmonean aqueduct built over 2,200 years ago, which was 200 years before the time of Christ. At the northern end of the western wall tunnel is the Struthian pool, where water was stored for use in the city of Jerusalem. Part of the Struthian pool can be seen beneath the Sisters of Zion convent, accessible via the area known as the Nuns' Ascent. The exit to the Western Wall Tunnel tour is located on the traditional Via Dolorosa near the first station of the entrance to station number 2. Well, this has been absolutely special to be along this Western Wall along this street here where Jesus walked. Absolutely incredible. We hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and may God richly bless you.